Hello, and this is Squaddaloo, and welcome back to the ranking of every Mario Kart course. You may be wondering why my voice quality sounds a little bit different, and why you're probably just watching some random footage of Mario Kart right now, as opposed to looking at the list and hearing me talk live. And that's because this is not my first attempt at starting this episode. I got about an hour into it, and I made a horrifying realization. And rather than really show you the entire hour, or however long the edit would be, I figured I would just sum it up right now. If you recall correctly, my original plan was to start at the bottom of the list and work my way up the list, really just spot checking things, make sure nothing seemed horribly off, and if something did feel off or I felt like I needed more data about a course, I would replay it. Well, I stopped and thought about it and thought, if I'm really considering moving one course further up the list, I should have to play the course that was directly above it and really determine which of the two I liked more. And so that's how things started. I didn't bother replaying Excitebike Arena and Sky High Sundae because I was confident in their position at the bottom of the list. I ended up replaying GCN Baby Park to determine whether or not its chaos was more fun than Toad's Turnpike, and after a single lap on Toad's Turnpike, I decided no, Toad's Turnpike was still better than Baby Park. Things really got off the rails, however, when I decided to test whether 3DS Rock Mountain was actually a lot better than I thought it was, and so I decided to test 3DS Rock Mountain and tour London Loop. The problem is that my run on both of those courses was so boring and I enjoyed it so much less than the previous run on it that I started looking down the list and thought, did I really enjoy those more than Toad's Circuit? What about Cheep-Cheep Beach? And so I ended up replaying those courses as well, and sure enough, Toad's Circuit and Cheep-Cheep Beach suddenly found themselves up above London Loop and Rock Mountain. Shaken, but not deterred, I continued my previous plan and continued working my way up the list, not really playing a whole lot until I reached GBA Sunset Wilds, because I wanted to give it a shot against GCN DK Mountain. Well, it turns out GCN DK Mountain won, and I also thought DK Mountain was a lot more fun the second time, so I moved it above Cheese Land. And then played Snow Land and decided Snow Land was still more fun than DK Mountain, and so Snow Land remained where it was. Then I took a look at Mario Kart Stadium and I thought, was this really as fun as I remembered it? And so I replayed it and found myself moving it much further down the list than I thought it might go, because I found myself thinking that recent run I had on Sunset Wilds was a lot more fun than that run I just had with Mario Kart Stadium by a good factor. And so Mario Kart Stadium had suddenly found its way down the list next to Wii Mushroom Gorge. And I was realizing, hey, playing these courses back to back is making this a hell of a lot more correct, and I'm also finding myself playing courses that I never intended to replay, and they're moving around the board. Uh-oh, we've got a problem. I should note that I continued up the board, thinking maybe it'll be fine until I reached Ice Outpost, where I replayed it, and found it was still pretty good, but part of me was wondering if it was actually any better than Mario Circuit, which I really didn't want to replay. And then I stopped and came to the realization, oh my god, I'm going to have to replay every single course, aren't I? And that's exactly what we're gonna do. Replay every single course starting at 96, working our way up to number 1, and decide, is this order actually correct? Now, don't worry, don't panic, I'm not going to make you watch every single one of those races. I'm probably going to record them, and if anything interesting happens, I'll let you know. You'll probably just be hearing my live commentary as I go through the process, and I'm not doing it all in a single sitting, so don't worry about me. Honestly, I've yet to start as I'm recording this, and I already hate myself for having said that. So, we rejoin semi-live Squaddaloo as he's at the beginning of his journey, replaying all 96 tracks yet again. Alright, well, you've watched the intro and you know what must be done. Admittedly, I'm a little bit happier about the prospect now than when I recorded that intro. About having to, oh god, the sentence of having to play 96 tracks. I think I just lost my optimism again. This is not going to all be in one sitting, though, and I think it could be fun sort of working our way up in quality here. It's not going to be done in one sitting. I suppose you could argue, like, what if you're comparing everything back to back? Shouldn't they all be done at the same time? I feel like that'd get bad for the courses up at the top, because I don't want to get to the top of the list and just want to do anything rather than play Mario Kart, because I've just been playing for like 4 hours. So I'll definitely take breaks during this. Again, I'm not going to make you watch all of this. This is probably going to go pretty quick. Well, quick relatively speaking. Unless something new comes up during this process, it's pretty much just going to be like maybe quick clips of a little bit of each race here. But yeah, I mean, I just couldn't deny the simple truth that it's a hell of a lot easier to determine exactly where these should be if I have them played very fresh, back to back. And I think after sleeping on it, I'm pretty confident that this is the correct call on how to finish this. It means that me asking for the last few episodes which levels you would like to review, I've got good news for you. If you said any of them, it's gonna get re-reviewed. So yeah, and I guess some of these I'm now playing for the third time because of having already tested some of them a second time. Now there is a slight change in format here. If we go to the settings, I have made what might be a controversial decision, which I call the Big Blue Clause, which is that we're going to custom items. And we are turning off lightning, and we are turning off the blue shell. Really, I just want to turn off lightning because I don't want to get cock-blocked at a really bad spot in a 3-section race like I did in Big Blue by lightning, which would, I feel like that was such a goddamn buzzkill when that happened. It didn't really affect Big Blue's position, I feel, but I really felt like I had to replay that course because it really exasperated the pacing issues. I want to leave the blue shell on because it's part of Mario Kart. Really, you could argue, like, why aren't I just doing this in time trial? I feel like items is an important part of Mario Kart and an important part of this decision because, like, without items, Baby Park might fall below Sky High Sundae. But that's not representative of how I normally play the game, so I'm not going to do that. But the reason blue shells are turned off is because of the way custom item works. You can get 2 blue shells at once, and sometimes the AI will just nuke you into infinity for no fucking reason. I've had a situation where I got hit by 2 blue shells within 10 seconds with custom items on. So that's why that has been disabled, which means these races are going to be considerably more boring than previous races, but it doesn't matter because you're not going to watch them all anyway. So that is that. If I feel that this has gone horribly wrong because of this decision, I will reverse it at some point in the process. I have no idea when that will be. But, I mean, I suppose we have to get underway, which means, much to my dismay, it is time to play Excitebike Arena yet again, and I use the term play loosely. Although I will say, part of me almost wants to put Rock Mountain at the bottom of this fucking list because of what it's done. I've never had a run that was so bad on a course that I'm just like, I'm not comfortable keeping this above Toad Circuit, and that's really why this all got started. I don't know if I'm going to complete a full race on some of these courses. Because I was able to tell pretty quickly, it literally took 1 lap when I was doing my test run of this, of Toad's Turnpike between Baby I was considering moving Baby Park above Toad's Turnpike. God, the fact that I'm talking over Excitebike Arena means this is probably going to be the course that you see the most of in this video. I'm so sorry. It took one lap of Toad's Turnpike for me to make a decision. So not every race, I think, will be completed. Yeah, but then I gotta go through the menus again. Fuck it. Guys, I gotta be honest. Maybe it's recency bias talking. I think this might be more fun than Rock Mountain and London Loop. Oh no. Because at least I'm pressing buttons the whole way. Even if it's the same button the whole way. Oh, we might have some upsets. We might have some major upsets. Well, that was the baseline, though. We'll see. So, course number 96 out of the way. Or 1, depending on, I guess, how you want to order them. We are moving on. Excitebike Arena, obviously there's nothing to really compare to yet. I mean, let's see how the comparison works out here. I still think this is going to go in Sky High Sundae's favor, but this is going to be our actual first showdown of the 7th episode that you actually get to see. I can tell you right now, this is... I mean, it's close to Excitebike Arena, you know that, because it's like the same fucking course, but I'm still going to give this the edge. I think my rule is going to be, unless I really definitively feel, the advantage is going to go to the course that is rated higher, because I know there's a few of these where on any given day I'm going to give back and forth, and it's especially going to be true in the middle of the list. I think in the middle of the list it's going to go pretty quickly, because I'm just not, like, I could go back and forth on, like, maybe Dolphin Shoals and Twisted Mansion, just throwing those two out there. Like, I could race them 100 times and come to 100 different conclusions. Okay. That was Sky High Sundae. Sky High Sundae still defeats Excitebike Arena. They definitively remain... I guess we can now... Breaking news. I think we can now definitively say on the list that Excitebike Arena cannot be the greatest course of all time because it has been defeated by Sky High Sundae. Jesus Christ, thank God. Baby Park. Gotta say, though, I'm eyeing a few of the items that are above the courses that I just played, and I think they might. We'll see how I feel. I think this course was helped a lot by being an anti-gravity, and I think this course was helped a lot by the Ultra Mini Turbo. Because, like, this feels like speed skating in this game, because you, like, get so much speed coming out of the turns. Not that I have any idea what speed skating actually feels like to an actual human being, but because I've never done it, but it's like watching speed skating, at least, to me. I think I can definitively say that I am having more fun on this course right now than I just did on the 2 previous courses. Plus, I mean, the music going up in pitch, that's fun. I think we can definitively say that Baby Park is better than Sky High Sundae and Excitebike Arena by extension. Sky High Sundae has now lost its chance to be the greatest course of all time. Maybe it's Baby Park. Who knows? I know because I've already played Toad's Turnpike versus Baby Park and came to the conclusion that Toad's Turnpike was better after a single lap. So, but for posterity's sake, I will play it yet again. I gotta say, already 4 courses into this, I feel a lot better that I'm doing this. I know a lot of the fun of the first 6 episodes was hearing my thoughts on every single track in a deep dive. I still feel like this was necessary, though. I wonder if this course is helped by... I've heard online that, like, this is the few courses that an inside drift bike makes a lot more fun. And I think that makes sense. I will say, playing this right now, I don't feel like this is quite as definitive as when I tried it last night over Baby Park, but I also don't think it's... like... they're different. It's not gonna move. It wins over Baby Park. Like, I don't feel strongly enough in that opinion that I really feel like something has to change there. Also, the layout of traffic right now is really helping this. Oh, actually, this is really helping it right now. That felt fun. That didn't feel as fun, but that was also my fault. So yeah, I think this is gonna go ahead and go above Baby Park. To no one's real surprise, I think. Maybe a few people would say that this is probably shit. And I mean, they'd kind of be right. Yeah, congratulations. I just realized I don't think I've even been flipping back to the rankings, but I don't think you really need to see what's going on because I'm narrating it. Baby Park is definitely below Toad's Turnpike, but what about Dry Dry Desert? This one I think is where things could get a little more interesting because I think on paper, Dry Dry Desert has a more interesting layout than I might give it credit for. Because it actually requires me to turn the car a lot, which is more than I can say about Rock Mountain, currently sitting directly above it. I think this is going to be our actual true first battle here of Dry Dry Desert versus Rock Mountain. There is also a chance that this one could slip below Toad's Turnpike, and maybe even Baby Park. We'll see. I don't suspect that will be the case, because if anything, this course's strength is these opening set of turns. That is actually a decently fun exchange, maybe not the most fun exchange in the world. I mean, yeah, I'd say after my gut feeling after one lap, that is more exciting than Toad's Turnpike. I don't think that was gonna be much. There was maybe a little bit of a chance, but nah. I mean, I felt like Toad's Turnpike was definitely... like, this isn't much of a tier above Toad's Turnpike, but it definitely is an actual layout for a course and not a fucking figure eight with cars. I'm not feeling good about Rock Mountain's chances right now. And I'm a little... I wouldn't say I'm worried for London Loop. I would just say that this has more going on in any given moment than London Loop. Just saying. In fact, I'm feeling better about this. I'm glad I'm doing 3 laps because I'm feeling better about this course the longer it goes. It's not the most exciting layout in the world, don't get me wrong. This thing ain't gonna go to the moon here. But I think it has a pretty good shot at taking down our next course. It definitely took down Toad's Turnpike. I'm feeling a lot better about doing this right now, because I think this is, the fact that these are so close in quality, so far at least, is made this is the correct decision to have done this. This is absolutely 100% the correct decision in order to get a proper ranking. Because now that the first run was really my initial thoughts and getting everything in the right ballpark, and now that everything's in the right ballpark so far, I think it's making it abundantly clear what's going on. So, Rock Mountain, what do you got against Dry Dry Desert? You've got a good opening section. I'll give you that. But, as I said, I feel like I should go ahead and give these all a full race, because my feelings were definitely changing the longer Dry Dry Desert was going on. Part of me is thinking the music's really helping this. Which is a factor. It is. It really is. part of me is just wondering if Dry Dry Desert had a different song and a different theme, if I would just like it a little more than I currently do. Because the layout is probably better than this, but I think I'm in a better mood playing this because of its music. This is better than Toad's Turnpike, I'll tell you that right now. If this is going down, it's going down against Dry Dry Desert. But I gotta tell you right now, 2 laps in, I think Rock Mountain still has it over Dry Dry Desert. Not by a huge margin. That is one that could go any way on any day, I feel like. But the advantage in that situation goes to the course that is currently ranked higher, which is Rock Mountain, which I think, barring some weird conclusion that I'd come to at the very end of this hill, somehow I've gotten hit at the exact same spot twice because I'm a fucking idiot and am not paying attention to where I am driving, but I think Rock Mountain is going to hold on in this matchup. Rock Mountain has defeated Dry Dry Desert. It's pretty close. You could choose either way on that one, I think. I know I was talking a lot about how Dry Dry Desert was boring in its initial run through. Maybe a little too much about how it was boring. But I think that is a good example of how presentation, which is funny because Rock Mountain is such an ugly course in terms of like they did barely anything to it, but it's still more colorful than a desert, and it has music that pumps you up in speed at the end of the course, which gets your blood pumping a little bit more than Dry Dry Desert does, and therefore Rock Mountain is won. Will Rock Mountain defeat London Loop? I've already played these two back-to-back last night. I will tell you right now, London Loop still won that run-through for the sake of posterity. I don't know, posterity? Is that the right word for this? We shall play London Loop again, of course. Guys, this game's good. I just want to throw that out there yet again, because I am having a pretty good time right now still. In spite of everything, in spite of me thinking that I was at the end of the road and then realizing the road. Damn, I still actually feel... I think I was dreading doing this because I thought I was at the end of the road and I wasn't at the end of the road. I think now that I'm in it and I just get to play these back to back, I'm feeling a lot better. And I also think it is coming. This is very valuable, to me at least, because I will tell you right now, after that first section, don't think my opinions have changed about this versus Rock Mountain. Things are really going to get spicy, though, if I play a course that I really feel like is overrated, because then, depending on how overrated it is, I'm going to have to make a judgment call as to whether or not I go back down the list and have to refresh myself on the courses that were just below it. I don't think I will. I suspect things aren't going to move that much. If things move that much, then I feel bad because I'll have to probably leave in the entire second run through on a course, because it means things will have gone way off the rails in my initial assessment. I will tell you right now, this wins over Rock Mountain. I know technically the worst little bit of the course is coming up here. I'm actually having a better time on this than I did on either of my first two runs. And London Loop was more entertaining than Rock Mountain. Rock Mountain can no longer be the greatest track in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe because London Loop has defeated it. But what about Toad Circuit? Now, obviously, this was covered in the intro, but in case you skipped that for some bizarre reason, technically this wasn't the first attempt at this episode, so when replaying I replayed those two courses, Toad Circuit and Cheep-Cheep Beach, all in a row, came to the conclusion that I did actually like Toad Circuit more than the previous courses I played, because it's just paced a little bit better. And the music's good. That straightaway is pretty long, but at least this second straightaway, and something I didn't really think about before that this course does well, is gives you the glider ramp and the boost pads to sort of make that second straightaway more entertaining than the first. This is a good starter course. Is this better than Mario Kart Stadium? No, right? Uh-oh. Well, the science will work it out. Yeah, this still wins over the other ones. It's less boring. Not as severe of a victory as I felt like it was last night. But I would say that last night it felt so much better that I'm still confident in keeping Toad Circuit above London Loop. I guess you could say that's a little bit cheating, because I said if it's close race, I'm not going to invert them. And technically these were already inverted, but they also got, like, Toad Circuit went much further up the list than just one. Anyways, let's go to Cheep-Cheep Beach. I suspect this is not going to move anywhere on the list. But anyways, I will say the race between Toad Circuit and Cheep-Cheep Beach, I would call a photo finish. I think Toad Circuit is probably better paced, actually. But Cheep-Cheep Beach has an actual theme of Cheep-Cheeps and beach. And Cheep-Cheep Beach has a better ending section right here. This little exchange here I've always thought was really fun. You like sort of swerve and do a bunch of tricks. Boy, this really is a slow crescendo in quality. This is kind of neat. It's like watching the list come together in real time. For me, you are definitely not going to see all of this. Yeah, maybe Cheep-Cheep Beach, maybe a little bit more flawed in a couple of places than Toad Circuit because of that very long straightaway. Toad Circuit is a long straightaway, but it's at the beginning, which I think makes it impact it less. But also Cheep-Cheep Beach has a much stronger finish and a more interesting theme, and therefore I feel pretty confident in saying that Cheep-Cheep Beach has defeated Toad Circuit. Let's take a quick look at the board because I haven't cut over there in a while. We are now 9 courses in, and Cheep-Cheep Beach has 1. I don't know why, I literally just kind of went over everything. Let's just keep going. So, Cheep-Cheep Beach. This is where we finally get to one where I haven't played last night and feel like it's going to be worth a good second look here. A real battle here between Cheep-Cheep Beach and Tour Tokyo Blur. Maybe Tour Tokyo Blur is rated a little too high. We'll see. Maybe Tour London Loop really isn't the worst tour track. Maybe I was wrong in my initial assessment. My bet is that if this goes down, it is going to not fall very far, and I think London Loop is still going to lose out, because this one is just 2 very similar courses with very similar problems. I just feel like London Loop is like they took this course and made a 3-hour movie adaptation of it. This is better than London Loop, because that was the worst lap of the 3, and I already feel like I'm already relieved to see the second lap sign, in a way. I just felt relief when I get to the next lap in London Loop. But I guess I should really be comparing it to Cheep-Cheep Beach. I'm not 100% sure right now where this is coming up. I do think that it is better than Toad Circuit. It's fun seeing a neat crescendo of quality here. But I will say, there is something in the back of my head that is saying my run on Mario Kart Circuit last night, or Mario Kart Stadium last night, was less fun than what I just played. So I think Mario Kart Stadium might come tumbling down the list as we go. But we aren't concerned with Mario Kart Stadium yet. We are concerned with Tour Tokyo Blur, and as far as Tour Tokyo Blur is concerned, it has defeated GBS Cheep-Cheep Beach definitively. Tour Tokyo Blur, number 87. I believe that's 10. I was going to say that's our bottom 10, but we're not sure what our bottom 10 is, because where does Sky Garden rank? Conveniently in the same cup. GBA Sky Garden is next. Currently sitting at number 86 versus Tour Tokyo Blur's number 87. Again, some of the matchups that I just had, I could say would go either way in any other day, but the advantage is to the one that is currently at. And I have seen no reason to undo any of those decisions so far. But I think after one lap, I'm already feeling that this is better than Tour Tokyo Blur. But Tour Tokyo Blur does get better as it goes, but even then, I kind of feel like that lap was probably more fun than, about as fun as the third lap in Tokyo Blur, and that was the best lap of Tokyo Blur. This remix is so fucking good. Oh, no, that's something I really don't like about this course. I forgot that can happen. It feels jank. That was me fucking up, though, that turn. Obviously, you can see the items have an effect. The AI is given up. I had to get quiet so I could hear the womp, 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 womp in the horns. That fills my soul when that happens in this course. But that's the music. Music does help a course, but only so much. I would say that was more fun than Tour Tokyo Blur. Congratulations, Sky Garden. You will not tumble further down the list. You can only go up from there. Which there is a shot that you will be moving up, because next is Donut Plains 3. Not really confident in Donut Plains 3's position on the board. We will see what happens. I did have more fun on that run of Sky Garden than I think I usually do, but I could still see its flaws. Yeah, this is better than Sky Garden. Presentation, I mean, Sky Garden is ugly, so visual presentation, this is better, but musical presentation, Sky Garden really warms the cockles of my cold heart. I think that makes me happier. I'm less upset about them ruining Sky Garden's layout than I am happy about how good the music is on Sky Garden. But I think I would say that this is more fun. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and leave SNES Donut Plains 3 there. That's one where it could probably go anyway on any given day with Sky Garden, but it is currently ranked higher, and so I shall not move it. SNES Donut Plains 3, currently 85th. Alright, we have gotten one SNES track out of the way with Donut Plains 3, but what about a second one with SNES Rainbow Road? Let's see how it goes. I gotta say, I think my gut says SNES Donut Plains 3 is more fun right now. This is obviously very colorful and all. Say it's pretty similar to Sky Garden, so I don't know if I'm gonna move it too far down the list here. That, I think, is our first close matchup here. SNES Donut Plains 3 or SNES Rainbow Road. I think that's the first one where I'm starting to think, maybe not SNES Rainbow Road's day here. It's close, but it's not close enough that I think I'm going to go ahead and move Donut Plains 3 up one. I don't think that's going to move any further down than Sky Garden. It's more exciting than Tokyo Blur. It's less janky than Sky Garden's bouncy pad, even though Sky Garden has much better music, I think. But I'm going to go ahead and flip to the board here because we have our first actual movement of the board. SNES Rainbow Road previously got the benefit of getting moved further up the list on reconsideration, but maybe it went a little too high in that reconsideration. Maybe it goes down just one slot, though, to number 85, right? Is that where it went? Yeah. And that, I would say the difference in quality was enough that I was like, any given, usually, I feel like Donut Plains 3, I would, that time I was thinking that, I'm like, Donut Plains 3 just has more going on. SNES Rainbow Road, same 3 turns over and over again. They're paced well enough that I wouldn't say that it's, I mean, Sky Garden has very similar layout as well. But they're paced well enough that I feel like Donut Plains 3, I'm confident right now in saying that Donut Plains 3 is a better track. But is Paris Promenade a better track than Donut Plains 3? We must answer that question now. Truthfully, my gut says Paris Promenade might be ranked a little too low, but not by much. So there's those turns right now. I mean, I'd say it's technically maybe slightly less fun than the courses I just played, but there's also more going on here in the second half. And really, the bomb that is waiting to drop for this course is the flipped third lap. Actually, no, this layout's not too bad. It's simple, but there's some stuff you can do there. I'm not just going straight like I was in London. Definitely visually more interesting than Tokyo. Yeah, it's hard to put my finger on it, but I do feel like this is better than Donut Plains 3. We'll definitely, almost certainly, continue to say that as we reach the death slot. Here we go. There come the bullet bills! Yeah, there we go. That just cemented it. That's such a fun fucking little thing. That little spot, I think, is why this course might have a chance to go up. Man, I love that they did that. I got such a stupid smile on my face. Paris Promenade defeats Donut Plains 3. I think it's got a decent shot at defeating our next course, which is Kalimari Desert up on the list. In fact, it almost may have benefited from my own bad driving there. That was hilarious. Yeah, that's pretty good. Kalimari Desert. Kalimari Desert's going to be a hard one to judge because it really picks up steam on the second lap. The first lap probably would have rated it below Sky Garden, is my gut. But we'll see. My initial impressions right now in this first lap. Again, you got the bomb waiting to drop in the second lap. We're going to need to move quite a few spots down. Okay, here's where the real decisions need to be made here. How good is driving around this train track? Oops. That exchange is pretty good. I will tell you right now, this thing's actually going to move pretty far down. It's, I severely overestimated how much the train helped this course and the change with Tour. I think I rewarded it for its creativity, but I don't think it really made it that much more fun. That's actually going to tumble quite a few spots, I think, here. How many spots is this going to tumble? Let's take a look at the board. My gut feeling is that Paris is definitely better. Donut Plains 3 is definitely better. Rainbow Road is definitely better. Sky Garden is definitely better. Tokyo Blur is definitely better. I'm tempted to say Cheep-Cheep Beach and Toad's Circuit are as well. A complete collapse here from Kalimari Desert. I don't think I can definitively say that London Loop is better, and Kalimari Desert is currently ranked higher. So I think that means Kalimari Desert. Part of me feels bad because maybe that's an any given Sunday situation. Actually, I just realized I'm recording this on a Sunday, so it is in fact this Sunday and not any other Sunday. And so I think that I am just going to have to move Kalimari Desert all the way down to number 89. Huge blow to the N64 there. And I think the hits may keep coming as we reach Rainbow Road, which I think is next. I haven't looked. No, it's not. It's Mario Circuit 3. N64 Kalimari Desert really tumbling down the list. It is our first real big thing where playing these back-to-back have made its flaws much more clear. It just is not as engaging as the courses placed above it. Still more engaging than if they just left the layout from the 3DS. It really, I thought it really sucked on the 3DS, to be quite honest. But not a good showing in Kalimari Desert. Maybe the desert course curse is true. Not really. Honestly, could probably move even further on any other Sunday, but that's as far as I'm definitively comfortable moving it right now. And so that is going to be where it lives. So our bottom 10 has seen a shakeup from something that was well outside of it originally. Let's see if that continues as we continue to SNES Mario Circuit 3. My gut says no. My gut says the Mario Circuit 3 is going to be... If it moves down, it's not going to move down nearly as far, I think, as what we just played. One lap in, I'd say this might be a little... It's weird because I think it might be a little less exciting than I thought it might have been before, but I also don't think I feel strongly enough about moving it down the list. Because it still has a little better layout than... Yeah, it's got better layout than Paris Promenade. I think SNES Mario Circuit 3 is going to hold on right to where it was. Not by much. Not by much. That's any given day I could go back and forth on that. But Mario Circuit 3 is currently ranked higher, and so Mario Circuit 3 will currently stay higher than Paris Promenade. Something just dropped from the sky, and I don't know what it was. Maybe it was a traffic cone being respawned. This turn, I think this turn... The first few turns had me going, I don't know about this, but once you hit that halfway point on the track, the pacing feels pretty damn good. I guess it dies a little bit right there, but maybe they could have scaled this down. This may be a tour court problem. I feel like they scale that course down a little bit, but also the turn in the middle of the course would be virtually impossible in this car if they did. So, SNES Mario Circuit 3 remains above Tour Paris Promenade. It will fall no further than 81st. A course that I have a feeling may fall is N64 Rainbow Road. We will see if the N64 gets more damage done to it. Actually, let's go to the board, because I did want to talk about something that I realized that I didn't even mention in my intro. Which actually... something changed. I don't know what changed. Because I feel like this is not how this was scored last night. But the point is still relevant in that 3DS has now pulled very close to the Wii U in an absolute barn burner. I think I may have been just reading this in reverse last night because I knew that because I saw 37.6 and 37.5. We'll see what happens there. If I were a betting man, I would have said that the Wii U was actually going to run away with this by the end of it, and that is not the case. However, I feel like DK Jungle may end up being at a disadvantage from this format, so we'll see what happens there. But an absolute barn burner at the top of the games ranking here, as we are quite a few races into, I think we're actually exactly 16 races into the formats. Maybe that's a good point to keep double checking how some of these other rankings are moving around. But we go back. Seems appropriate now that we have gone a good 16 courses in. Technically, I think this is the 17th course. It would have been much more appropriate if it were the 16th course to have a Rainbow Road. I was going to say the first of 5, and then I realized we've already done SNES Rainbow Road. Never mind, this whole bit is pointless. Where does N64 Rainbow Road rank? Part of me thinks it might end up going lower. Part of me is also just too damn nostalgic for this fucking music. Starts off strong, Rainbow Road. I mean, no, this is a straightaway, but they clearly did shit to make it not quite as boring. My gut is saying, actually, that Rainbow Road is going to be okay here. Because I don't know if it's as engaging in any given moment. Yeah, no, it's fine. Well, actually, the worst part of the course is coming up. Nah, this is better. This is better than SNES Mario Circuit 3. It just is. Maybe part of that is nostalgia. Actually, maybe this is going to move up. We'll see. Very interested in the next course. The next course is going to be a very interesting one to re-rank, I think. But N64 Rainbow Road has held on in its showdown with SNES Mario Circuit 3. Next up, Wii Mushroom Gorge. Considered a Wii classic here. But I feel like this was a bad port of this course. We'll see how I feel after another lap on it. I felt pretty good about that run on Rainbow Road, honestly. I think I'd like its chances over Wii Mushroom Gorge. Truthfully, I'm honestly still kind of shocked that I haven't done more moving around. Really, I feel like Kalimari Desert was the only flat-out mistake. It's better than SNES Mario Circuit 3. Part of me thinks Rainbow Road is better. By a margin that is considered making me move this. Just because it's less jank. That's not jank, that was just me fucking up. I just don't like bouncing mushrooms. I mean, maybe that's just personal taste, but I mean, the whole fucking list is personal taste. Rainbow Road was inspiring a lot more feelings than me than this did. I will give it credit for its layout not being quite as flawed as the items below it. There's a little bit more going on in terms of just ideas. It still has good music. A bit like that randomly happens, where all of a sudden my vehicle has absolutely no traction when it lands on a fucking mushroom. I think I'm going to go ahead and move Wii Mushroom Gorge down, but just one slot. Because I genuinely had a pretty damn good time on Rainbow Road just now. For maybe the first time in a long time on that one. I think it was one of those where really playing these in order is making some of the things where I like complain about something in a course. And I realize some of the courses below it definitely have worse issues. So Wii Mushroom Gorge is our new number 80. probably making Wii fans even more angry. But this is my list. You can make your own damn list if you damn well want. But on my list, Wii Mushroom Gorge is our new number 80. N64 Rainbow Road is our new 79. Folks, this is the one that I am kind of worried about. It's already in the preliminary fuck-up. Episode 7 slid further down the list. My gut feeling is that it's probably going to go even lower. We are doing Mario Kart Stadium now. Again, I don't really have anything actually... I don't really have a problem with this course. It's more just... It's a beginner course. It's the beginner course of the game. Like, there's a limit to how good that's going to be. And right now, we're going to see what that limit is. It's better than SNES Mario Circuit 3. So, there is a floor. It's weird because in some ways, when I was playing Toad Circuit, I thought Toad Circuit was better than this, but I don't know. Like, the order we've done this, I still... That hairpin's still fun. The first hairpin's still fun. You could do some fun things. I think this course is paced very well. I think the fact that this course... Okay, so I know it's weird that I'm comparing this to 3DS Toad Circuit, given they're so far separated on the list. The reason I think this is so much better than Toad Circuit is the order of events. Because Toad Circuit actually has probably a better, like, beginning stretch, and then the ending stretch is just fine, whereas I feel like this course, it does have this straightaway in the middle that kind of sucks, but the entire rest of the course feels like a big crescendo. Like this, there's a feeling that I am getting as I approach the end of this course that I don't get with Toad Circuit. And I think also the fact that it's in a stadium with cheering people and, like, the music is a very good choice. I have no idea where the fuck I'm going to go with that. I think Rainbow Road is going to sneak above it. But I don't think Wii Mushroom Gorge is going to sneak above it. I think I would rather play that than Wii Mushroom Gorge. So, we will update Mario Kart Stadium. It unfortunately will fall one more time, but not very far. It is our new number 80. Mario Kart Stadium. Wait, no, it's not our new number 80. Whoops. No, it was our new number 79. Okay. So it is outside of the bottom 16 tracks of the game. That seems... Yeah. Alright, there we go. That will do it for Mario Kart Stadium. I'm glad that it held on as well as it did, because I was really feeling bad about how far I was moving it down, because I genuinely have praise for that course. I still don't think it's a bad course to race on. Really, I feel like the dividing line as to where I start feeling like when I start racing on these courses is about Kalimari Desert. Kalimari Desert down is really where things get rough, I feel like. And everything above that, I'm still going to have a good time playing. But will I have a better time playing GBA Sunset Wilds than I just had playing Mario Kart Stadium? The spoiler alert is probably yes, because I technically already tested both of these last night during the initial run. Oh, actually, no. The question is N64 Rainbow Road or GBA Sunset Wilds. I'm sorry. Then we gotta figure out what the fuck to do with Cheese Land. Yeah, but I mean, I think the thing is, like, this still has the simple layout some of the other courses that I ranked lower than it does, but it does shit like have those tricks on the straightaways, good hairpin turns, you come out of that boost and you're like dodging the dancing Shy Guys here, so it just feels like there's a little bit more going on in this than say SNES Mario Circuit 3. And I would say already that I have probably had overall a better time than Rainbow Road. So I do think this wins still over N64 Rainbow Road. Unfortunately, we have... Holy shit! That's custom items for you, folks. Weird shit like that happens. I will say I realized that I think I probably... that was also probably why there's so many goddamn bullet bills on Paris Promenade, which may have... I mean, I guess I didn't really move that track up, other than to put Kalimari Desert below it, but I feel like even without that, I had a better time. Even if there weren't even bullet bills on that turn, I think I still had a better time on Paris Promenade than I did on Kalimari Desert, and I am having a better time on Sunset Wilds than I think I had on N64 Rainbow Road. Again, I think I am seeing a nice crescendo here in quality. Because I'm just thinking back to, like, Tokyo Blur, and by then I was already having a better time than things at the bottom of the list, and I would say I had a better time there than I did in Tokyo Blur. So GBA Sunset Wilds will hold on to its 77th position. Next up is GBA Cheese Land. The impossible course to rate, because if I just play GBA Cheese Land right now, my experience is probably going to be that it is very good and should move up the list, but that is not the realistic Cheeseland experience. The realistic Cheeseland experience is me thinking it's very good and should move higher up the list until halfway through lap 3, in which I get passed by 12 people because they got mushrooms. Truthfully, I've briefly considered just not even playing this because it's... What data am I getting from this? Like, I'm having such a better time on this fucking track than the previous tracks, I would say. You know the bit. Like, this is exponentially better than everything I just played, I feel like. And I don't know what it is about it. I just think it's got such a good fucking flow. And then some fucking jerk-off put that glider ramp up there. And just said, yeah, but you don't really need to race the course. Like, one of the two glider ramps. But I'm watching how much space fucking... like, Baby Rosalina and... Shy Guy made up on the minimap there, because they both took the two shortcuts, respectively, because I'm far enough ahead that I'm literally not even paying attention to where I'm driving anymore, and this is entirely muscle memory, and I can literally, like, drive this out of one eye. In fact, I'm actually using the minimap right now to drive. This is actually kind of a fun experiment. Holy shit. Well, it was a fun experiment until the very end. What do? Like, I'm not going to move it. Because I'm going to tell you right now, if I played GCN DK Mountain, I'm going to tell you I had a better time on Cheese Land. But somebody didn't pass me with mushrooms that they got because they purposely drove slow. So you may as well just put a question mark next to Cheese Land's rating, because I don't fucking know where it goes. So it's just going to stay at 76. And I'm just going to have to live with it. That'll be fun to record. So, yeah, I've already done DK Mountain and Snow Land last night. I will do them again, of course. Alright, in the interest of complete transparency, I should note that it has now been a break. I have had a break, so technically there is a little bit of time between the courses you just saw, and now I thought this was a comfortable time to do it, because last night I had just played Sunset Wilds and GC and DK Mountain and came to a conclusion that GCN DK Mountain was better, and I'm not going to move it below Cheese Land on principle. But we have to replay it just to ensure our feelings. And really because I feel like I have to go for 100% here in our 22nd race of the final process. The final lap. Yeah, I'm still confirming in my head. This is starting to grow on me. I'm still not crazy for it. I still think the visual changes. I still think the amount of dirt near the end of the race pretty not great. But this is definitely better than Sunset Wilds. This does have some upward movement potential, I feel. Almost maybe a little bit cheating here. Part of me is now wondering if I really do prefer some Snow Land here. That's still not great at that. I still need a lot of practice. It's still neat that you can do that. It was at least better than my first attempt that I recorded of it. I'll probably just attempt the third lap because I'm already feeling pretty confident in this course. This course has won its matchup effectively. Definitely not moving it below Cheese Land. On principle. Whoa! Thought that was gonna go a little further. Ooh, hey, whoa, okay. Fun lap. Not great. Still not great at that. I'm getting better. Getting a little more consistent. I've definitely had better runs in time trials on that. But anyways, no, that's... I complained a lot about that course in the first run-through. But I also said that I think I needed more time on it. I think more time is helping. I don't think it's going to help it a ton. That is DK Mountain. It has won, therefore, defeating Sunset Wilds and Cheese Land's chances of upward movement. What has a chance of upward movement right now? Let's see. Could be Snow Land. Could go down. Who knows? Maybe DK Mountain should go above it. Snow Land's got some pretty good music, though. And it's got penguins. Snowland's still better. I was about the exact same spot in the course as last night, where I came to the exact same conclusion. I don't know. It's hard to explain why. Other than I just like it more, which doesn't really make for great content. But we are starting to approach the middle of the list where these comparisons are probably going to get a lot harder. And I'm probably going to have a lot less to say about how and why. I just think this course has better flow. I think it's more visually appealing. I think its music is better. And it generally just puts me in a happier vibe. It just feels a little, I know it was technically designed for Mario Kart Tour, but it just feels like it works a little bit better in this game than that model of DK Mountain works in this game. Either way, Snow Land has won. It has definitively defeated GCN DK Mountain. But what about Thwomp Ruins? This one could go anyway, I feel like. I feel like if it's going to go anywhere, it might go down. My gut says this is better than Snow Land. Just more... I don't know if it's got better pacing, it's just got more going on. Sometimes more going on is really all you need. Although I say that, and this stretch here isn't the best. But I don't know if that's enough for me take away its current position compared to Snow Land. I think it's going to go ahead and hold on compared to Snow Land. There you go, Rutabaga, or whatever the fuck Wario is saying. We have just declared Thwomp Ruins to have defeated Snow Land. Thwomp Ruins is 73rd currently. But can it move upward? What about Wii Daisy Circuit? Wii Daisy Circuit, again, kind of crapped on this course a little bit during my first run through. Just because it was, I still think that this might be the single worst choice to have brought back for the booster pass, for the sole reason that it feels an awful lot like a European city course, and we already have plenty of those. And there were plenty of other options on the table. Let's see where this goes. My gut says it's going to get lower. My gut also says that I think my engine is about to burst. I'm thinking I'm not having enough of an emotional reaction to want to move this down. I think the previous course that I just played, Thwomp Ruins, might have, for lack of a better term, cleaner design. It's more well-rounded. I feel like this course gets better as it goes, because at the very beginning of the race, my gut feeling was that it needs to go down a few spots, but then by the time you get to the lighthouse, it starts to get, my feelings start to change. I think we're definitely at the point in the list where items are very close in quality, and they are going to have to make a much more definitive statement for me to want to move them from where they currently are. Which is why I think Wii Daisy Circuit has just defeated Thwomp Ruins. I say defeated because it had the advantage going in, not necessarily because it is definitively the better track. It's just not, if there's a difference in quality there, it's not big enough to overcome me feeling any different any given Sunday. Any other day, I could tell you the exact opposite. So that's not enough for me to want to move it. Let's go ahead and go to Wii Moo Moo Meadows, the favorite track of Metro UK, their only logical choice for the best track in this game. My gut keeps wanting to say some of these courses are going to go down, and then I play them, and I'm like, yeah, they're alright. Kind of wondering if that's making an effect on this, because I'm starting to wonder if that's just me undervaluing some of these courses, and then maybe because they're exceeding my expectations. But folks, I'm only human. There's only so much I can do to avoid any sort of scientific thing to some kind of ranking. I love actually using Mushroom there. It's actually one of my favorite spots. I fucked it up, but I think just squeezing between the cows is great. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and say I'm kind of impressed. My gut reaction is that this is a lot better pace than what I just played. The cows are good. Yeah, I think Wii Moo Moo Meadows takes this still. Once again, really a sign of the quality of this video game when I keep realizing that more of these courses at the bottom of the list are maybe not as flawed as I thought they might be. Shout out to being able to almost lap people with this item rule set. It's kind of broken the game. I'm realizing that I'm really hoping that I can finally get a 720 result on the board, and then it actually doesn't matter because I've taken the two items out that would most affect me. But what hasn't been most affected by this is the placement of Wii Moo Moo Meadows currently in 71st. It is going to remain in 71st. So it has defeated Wii Daisy Circuit. Mario Circuit. the Wii U version of Mario Circuit is up next. Some might, I'm not even going to say this one might go down, because every time I've said this one might go down, it's just me looking for all of the reasons why it shouldn't go down. Yeah, I think this one's going to be a case of I don't think there's been enough of a compelling argument in Moo Moo Meadows' favor that I'm going to want to overturn the current rankings. I think Mario Circuit is going to hang on right where it is. It's really a lot of fun hugging that striped. I don't know what you call them. I don't have any idea what the name is for those things in a racetrack, like the striped inside of the turn. Really fun to hug those on that course. Mario Circuit, congratulations. If you keep hearing a bonk every time I put that down, my end table has my coffee table is a little hollowed inside, and that's me clunking the controller down while I look at the recording. Mario Circuit is our number 70 for now. But where does it rank compared to Ice Outpost? Now, Ice Outpost, I'm going to have to repeat some of the things that I said about it when I replayed it for my first attempt at going through this list. It was the last course I did before I realized, fuck, I'm going to have to replay the entire game again, aren't I? I think I've been playing this one wrong. I think it has a little bit more to offer than maybe I gave it credit for. Because, and I know some of my friends are going to be watching this, and so I apologize to them because I don't mean to sound arrogant. I realize I've gotten complacent because I usually play this offline with my friends where I have a large enough lead that I don't even need to consider taking the major shortcuts on this course. And so my brain kind of forgot that they existed and how effective they are. When you take those shortcuts, the course is a lot more interesting than what I normally think about. Except I just bonked my head, and that felt like absolute dog shit, and maybe just took a sledgehammer to this course's chances of moving anywhere in the list. Was it my fault? Kind of, but also it didn't feel entirely like my fault that just happened. Yeah, I mean, this course is entirely about, like, a simple layout with some shortcuts. I don't think that's the best layout for a course, and I still think there's a lot of dead space between moments on the course. God damn it, no! Not right now! Okay, maybe I should have turned off items. Get your ass back here, Pauline. This actually may help a little bit. That was awesome. That was so fucking awesome. Holy shit. Just plonked right in her head. Guys, seems good. Okay. I finally have a protection item here. Let's actually try... Now I've got a blooper that is going to fuck things over. This core game really does not want me to actually have an accurate depiction of what this course is. That felt like absolute dog shit. I will say, I think... I'm trying to think more back to my run last night than this run, because this run is such absolute dog shit. I think, even with its shortcuts, this needs to move a little bit down. That's my immediate gut reaction. Not a lot down. It's giving me very similar Thwomp Ruins Wii Daisy Circuit vibes in terms of where I want to rank it. I don't know if I want to rank it below Moo Moo Meadows. I definitely want Mario Circuit to come up above it. Yeah, I want Moo Moo Meadows to come up above it as well. I think that's as much as I'm willing to do to Ice Outpost. Very, very unfortunate. I wanted to leave Ice Outpost at 69 if I could. I mean, I'm moving it down. technically I could just lie and cut everything that I'm saying right now out and pretend that that didn't happen so that I could leave Ice Outpost as Nice Outpost at number 69. But I must have integrity and I must be honest with myself and say Ice Outpost is our new number 71. Alright, so congratulations, Mario Circuit is now number 69. It has moved up. Can it move up any further against Wario's Gold Mine? My gut reaction is probably not. But we'll see. I gotta be honest, I think Mario Circuit might be taking this one. Which I didn't really expect. You motherfuckers. I don't even care that I'm gonna get a coin, I just wanted to do that. I'm gonna be honest, I think this might go right. This has almost all of the exact same flaws as Ice Outpost. I'm tempted to put it right next to where I just put Nice Outpost. I didn't mean to make that joke right now. Fuck me. Ice Outpost. Theme's a little bit better, though. It's going above Ice Outpost. Right? It's going above Ice Outpost? Maybe it's not. Maybe this needs to come down even further. I'm really feeling the straightaways this go around. Yeah, we're going to need to take a look at the board on that one. This is definitely coming down. I don't know how far. It could be a pretty considerable drop for Wii Wario's Gold Mine. Really shit in the bed there. It is definitely not as fun as the race I had on Mario Circuit. Definitely not as fun as the race I had on Wii Moo Moo Meadows. I'm not sure it was as much fun as Wii Daisy Circuit or Thwomp Ruins. I'm not sure it was as much fun as Snow Land just was, and I'm really not sure it was as much fun as DK Mountain, to be perfectly honest. We reached the Cheese Land section. I'm just going to go ahead and pretend that that doesn't exist and answer the question as to whether or not I would rather play Sunset Wilds or what I just played on Wii Wario's Gold Mine. And I'm going to be perfectly honest, I think I would rather play Sunset Wilds. Whoa. I think I have oversold Wario's Gold Mine here in the rankings. I would rather play Wario's Gold Mine than Mario Kart Stadium, though, so that is going to be the absolute basement as to how far Wii Wario's Gold Mine is going to fall here. N64 Rainbow Road or Wii Wario's Gold Mine, my gut says that I had more fun on N64 Rainbow Road. I think Wii Wario's Gold Mine has just collapsed to number 78 on the list. A fall of how many positions? What did I say, 78? 10 positions for Wii Wario's Gold Mine. I apologize to Mr. Wario. Usually you have fantastic tracks, sir. But that ain't one of them, Chief. Alright, so. Good news is, if I... Let's see if we can move another course underneath Ice Outpost. It's not my intention. I don't think we will, looking at the courses that are up above it. I know I said while I was racing that it felt similar to Ice Outpost to me, but I think I realized that course is a lot more straightaways where just nothing is fucking happening. And Ice Outpost does too, but you have the optional shortcuts to basically make those straightaways make sense, and I definitely like the final turnaround on Ice Outpost quite a bit. And Wii Wario's Gold Mine doesn't have a section like that where I feel like it really picks up. So that's why Wii Wario's Gold Mine has fallen as far as it has. A real blow to the Wii's average, I feel like, with it down near Wii Mushroom Gorge. Two fan favorites from Wii that I have. I mean, I guess I felt more of the love. I get why more people love Mushroom Gorge, honestly, than Wii's Wario's Gold Mine, even though I still prefer Wario's Gold Mine, because I think this is more a flaw with this particular version of Mushroom Gorge, as opposed to Wii Wario's Gold Mine, where I feel like it has all these same flaws that it always has. But that is enough about Wii Wario's Gold Mine. We have to put it out of our minds, and instead we have to put in our minds Riverside Park. I don't know where this one's going to go. I have a feeling it's probably going to stay where it is, partly because I was kind of bored by that race on Wario's Gold Mine. And I'm looking for something with a little more action, and I think this has got it. It's also got patooties. Those little waddly guys, I'm telling you, they might elevate this course. I know it's a very stupid reason, but they're very cute. That's not to say that this course doesn't have anything else to offer. It's got music, it's got good flow. The little waddle sound effect, oh my god. Yeah, my gut reaction after one lap is I think I had about as much fun on this as I just had on Mario Circuit not too long ago, so I think this is already going to stay right where it is. That felt pretty good. Riverside Park wins over Mario Circuit. Not to an insane degree, but it was fun. Staying in the GBA realm, we move up to what is currently 66 on the board, GBA Mario Circuit. Some potential, I think, to move down a little bit here. In my mind, I feel like they are probably similar quality to what I just played. It does have an anti-gravity turn, which is a benefit, but it also has a weaker theme. This stretch right here, I think, is gonna cause it to move down a little bit. Not a lot. Don't know. My gut says Riverside Park wins. Honestly, they've both got pretty good flow. I think this has better flow in the first half. I think it drops the ball a little bit right here. Not a ton. You can still do a little bit of drift there. That might be a situation where, because I am in an inside drift vehicle, problems are a little bit exacerbated. I'll have to take a look at the board, because I've already kind of forgotten what the order is. I think this is going to go below Wii U Mario Circuit. I think that's what's 2 below what I currently got, and no further than that. I'd definitely rather play this than Ice Outpost. Okay, so I don't know. Okay, so Wii Moo Moo Meadows versus what I just played. It's definitely okay. Let me go to the rankings for you. So GBA Mario Circuit is coming below Riverside Park. It is coming below Mario Circuit. It is better than Ice Outpost. It will not fall any further than that. The question is Wii Moo Moo Meadows. My gut is leaning towards Wii Moo Moo Meadows. I think that this is our new number 69. Pretty roughly we're in the range. I think I still pretty roughly on my first go got a good range for this. This is just more, we're getting in the nitty gritty here, and we're coming up to some places as things slide around a bit in the list. So, GBA Mario Circuit, obviously with so many things so close in quality, things are going to slide around a bit. But I do think that ending little section there just a little bit not. Plus the general theme not being as good as like Mario Circuit or Moo Moo Meadows or Riverside Park helped, or hurt more accurately, GBA Mario Circuit in the end, but not a ton. It has slid down. So, next is Water Park. This one might be interesting because I do like Water Park in my gut. I think it's got some decent chances here of defeating Riverside Park, but I guess we got the Battle of the Parks. I don't know if there are any other courses with park in the name, so it's a little odd, but we're going to go for it. You do have this little dead spot here. So there is a little bit of a weak spot, but then you have the loop, and the loop is the thing that I have kind of replicated on several of my courses. That's how much I like that turn. And pretty much from there to the end of the course, it's pretty solid. I don't know why I keep using super horns thinking that I'm going to drag them right now. It's still a pretty solid little course, I've got to say. I think I liked Riverside Park more. So I don't think this is going to fall too far. I don't know about how I feel with comparison to Mario Circuit. Wait, is that what's... You'd think that after everything I've just done and everything I just said, that I would remember what the fuck the order of any of these were. I think this course gets a lot of shit that it doesn't necessarily deserve. Speaking of getting a lot of shit they don't necessarily deserve, Dry Bowser's struggling mightily right now on Water Park. I also really like that double item box placement there, having to swerve way out of the way if you really need an item. Yeah, the ending of this course feels pretty damn good, doesn't it? Maybe this isn't going to slide. Maybe this is going to stay exactly where it is. Let me take a look at the board. So that was a battle between Water Park and Riverside Park. Originally, I started that race thinking that Riverside Park had won. I think as the race went on, I was less sure of that. I think I'm going to have to invoke the any given Sunday clause here. I'm not sure that Riverside Park has made a compelling enough argument against Water Park in order for me to really move Water Park down. I think I may have enjoyed Riverside Park a tiny bit more this time, but also we're kind of in the range of tracks here where the difference could come down to just any, but I could race those a million times, probably come up with a different conclusion. Something I do want to play, actually, I was really wanting to stop because my throat hurts from how much talking I have done during this, but I really don't want to start fresh on our next course because I think it's got some real movement potential. DS Peach Gardens, and I don't mean that in a good way, honestly. The more I've been eyeing this course, the more I think, maybe not, Chief. Maybe not 64. But let's see. This is why we got to do the science. My gut just told me I like this more than Riverside Park. I think it has more, just less strong of a pace, but it just has more variety to it. Makes it just a little more interesting. I know I talk about pacing a lot. Pacing is not absolutely everything. There is something to be said about just simply having more things on the screen happening. As much as I love those little waddly boys, Riverside Park, the rest of it is pretty damn simple. Dry Bowser really just not doing well there. It might be the first time I've ever had to drive into oncoming traffic in this course. Also, this course, you know, again, sometimes the stupid things matter. The fact that I can give Luigi a high five is kind of making me smile. Is this a better... What the fuck am I comparing this course to? I don't even remember anymore. That was some smooth driving on my part. Let me look at the board. Where were we? Water Park? Yeah, I'd take this over Water Park. Water Park, maybe a little better paced. Water Park maybe got a better second half. First half, not as good. Water Park just also doesn't have as much going on. It's a perfect example of a really good Mushroom Cup course. There is a ceiling to how good a second course in this game can be because of it needing to cater to new players. Doesn't mean it's poorly designed, it just means that it's not going to get as many points as a course that tries to do a little bit more. So DS Peach Gardens is going to remain in position 64 for now. Fuck, we keep running into courses where I really don't want to stop because I don't know how I feel about them. So I guess I should probably keep going at least a little bit here. Even though my throat is really starting to bother me. Folks, it's time for Ninja Hideaway. I don't know where this is going to go. I've thought about this course quite a bit here as I've moved things up and down the list. Because this is the ultimate battle between I really love the concept of this course and execution. I think this is a concept for a course that is much better than any of the courses we've just played. I think it is executed probably much worse than a lot of the courses we have just played. But this is why we do the science, people. We are underway here in Ninja Hideaway, lap 2, in terms of rankings, not in terms of actual racing. My gut reaction on the first lap is that I have undervalued this course. I think I did too much of a job. I am on the upper route, though. This is usually where things start to get real fucking weird. Yep, that felt like that's the Ninja Hideaway. That was a swift kick in the balls to any upward movement this course had. I don't feel like I really made much of a mistake there, and I was punished severely for just some weird fucking physics shit. I'll have to review the footage as to exactly what the fuck even happened there, because I'm honestly not even sure. There's also been a few times on that final turn on this course where I've gotten screwed for no goddamn reason. Man, the first lap and the second lap really told the story in this course, didn't it? Because that first lap was, everything about this course is pretty fucking awesome, maybe I should really move it up, and then just a nice... I might have to go to the replay, because I don't know what... I don't know what I landed on that caused my physics to just go fucking apeshit. My gut reaction is I'm not going to move this course, though. Even in spite of what just happened, I think without the jank, this course would have a lot higher potential. I need to look at what happened. Because it is genuinely, this isn't just a curious thing, this is like genuinely going to affect the rankings. It was that fucky and weird. I apologize, this is going to take a while to get to the moment, because it's in lap 2. Man, lap 1, I was like, fuck, man, I gotta move this thing up like 20 places. I forgot this idea is real cool, and then that happened, and just face planted. Felt real bad. Real bad. Okay, let's slow-mo this one, motherfuckers. Oh, well, I mean, that pretty much explains, that right there, I think, is going to tell the folks, or is going to tell the story. I think that is going to seal the deal on this course having some upward momentum, and I think this is the tale of Ninja Hideaway in slow motion. It turns out the answer of what I hit is fucking nothing. The fucking geometry hitbox on this damn trap is just straight up wrong. I hit the normal wood floor and somehow just went flying into the air and fucking into a wall. There you go, people. That's why Ninja Hideaway is this low. I'm not going to move it any lower than it currently is because I think the layout is pretty damn solid for this course. It's just a lot of... Man, that was super jank. Super, super jank. So right there, people. Man, I tell you, I don't really plan to... I didn't really plan for some of this shit to be... Well, I mean, maybe you don't find it as compelling as I do. I don't think I could have written a better script for how a race on Ninja Hideaway to reevaluate it could go, because it was the ultimate example. I suppose maybe I hit the... I know... Okay, so I think I see what was supposed to be happening here, is that I was supposed to be hitting the pillar that was in the middle of the thing, but it just has such a big hitbox that, like my momentum would have eventually carried me into that wall, and I would have understood why I suddenly just went flying through the air here. But for whatever reason, that hitbox is so big that it just did it prematurely, and that is the difference between feeling like I made a mistake and feeling like the course made a mistake. And I genuinely feel like the course made a mistake there. Let's take a look at the board. What a fucking finish to Ninja Hideaway's chances. That's going to make that course real hard to rank going forward here. So Ninja Hideaway will remain at 63. I will give it the benefit of defeating Peach Gardens because I genuinely think that it has a much better layout than any of the courses really up to this point. They just did a shit job porting it. There's the video evidence. Fuck, man. Wow. I can't believe that happened. Okay. And fuck, this is another one that I really want to test, so I can't stop now. Tick-Tock Clock. We're gonna go back to board, or the game. So, a couple things on Tick-Tock Clock, because I was critically thinking why I don't like this course as much as maybe a lot of other people. And I think it boils down to the fact that I think they kind of fucked it up for this version. Because my favorite part of this course on the DS was drifting back and forth on the gears in the middle of the course. And you could just fly over them. But then I was thinking, wait a minute, is flying over them even faster? Like, why do I not just drive on the gears? So, maybe this is going to be controversial. I watched the world record speedrun of this course because I was genuinely curious. I think it's a great watch if you want to watch it. Turns out, no, the gears are faster, but it doesn't really solve my problem with the gears. The reason they're faster is because of all the trick ramps. You don't really need to do anything with regards to which direction they're going. You can pretty much just stay on one side of them and just keep tricking over them, and it makes zero difference. I'm going to go ahead and take this top clock hand, though, because I feel like that is a golden opportunity for something that I don't really do nearly as often as I should in this course. It's kind of one of those where I just kind of take it for granted that I don't have to do that. And it is a major mechanic of the course, so I feel like it is to the course's detriment that I have not been doing that. I do think that, like, I kind of think it's a mistake that they made the clock hands helpful and not hurtful. I don't know. Yeah, I feel like maybe I should pay more attention, though, to them. My gut reaction this far in is that this is placed pretty accurately so far. I don't think me paying more attention to the clock hands made much of a difference because it's really only affected the first lap. I guess I'll take the bottom route for the gears just to fucking do it. Yeah, the fact that they added those trick ramps really fucked that section up. I mean, it's not bad. It's not, like, I don't have a bad time there. It's more just, like, there's there was a lot more potential in that section on the DS than there was here. But looking at the board, I think that DS Tick-Tock Clock is not going anywhere right now. I think it's going to stay exactly where it was. It is still our number 62. It has still defeated Ninja Hideaway because it didn't fuck me over royally. So yeah, that's pretty good. Still pretty good for Tick-Tock Clock. But how does it compare to Boo Lake? This is another one where I felt like it might have some potential to move up the board because I've been doing the math in my head, and I feel like maybe the only thing I really have against this course is simply that it's pretty simplistic in its theme. It's obviously, I mean, it's not bad. It's a pretty good implementation of a collapsing boardwalk into the sea. It's just also a boardwalk floating above a lake isn't exactly the greatest theme in the world. Yeah, this course might have some upward momentum on the board, I think. I think I've underrated it. Maybe. Obviously, we got to play the course after it now. But I think it's got some legs. I think we could be comparing courses to this for a bit. It's definitely won its matchups so far. So yeah, that's definitely beaten Tick-Tock Clock. This thing could have some legs. This thing could have some real legs, I think. I'm looking further up the board, and honestly, that felt like SNES Bowser Castle 3 to me, which is a good 9 positions above where we are right now. We'll just have to see what happens here. Now I can't stop because I need to figure out just what Boo Lake's ceiling is. Who knows? Maybe that ceiling is Tour Sydney Sprint, the next course up on the list. Boo Lake wins over this. I don't know where this is going to go. I don't even need... I mean, lap 2 is definitely the better lap of this, but that one stretch alone kind of made me not want this to win. This is definitely the best part of the course. And this does feel pretty damn good right now. Maybe this isn't going to fall far. I definitely feel like it's going to fall a little bit. The longer this is going on, though, the more I'm vibing with it. Still think Boo Lake has this. But when this started, I thought that that stretch in the first lap really made me think this was going to fall further than it probably is. I'd play that over Tick-Tock Clock. I'm already looking at the ranking. I think that's correct. So let's look at the rankings. I do think GBA Boo Lake is going to move up above Tour Sydney Sprint. I think Tour Sydney Sprint is our new number 61. But it was honestly closer than I thought, which kind of has me scared for the rest of the list because, boy, things are going to keep getting closer and closer, aren't they? So Tour Sydney Sprint is our new number 61. Who knows? Tour Sydney Sprint might have some upward momentum, too. We don't know what's going to happen here with these next few courses. So let me just refresh. In fact, I'm already eyeing... next up was Merry Mountain, I believe. I'm already eyeing that one might be coming down a little bit. But I've said that plenty of times already, and it's not happened. So let's go ahead and go right over to it. Unlike my first race, I am actually going to drive up here, which I don't know what the fuck I was thinking not doing this the first time, because this makes this part a little more interesting. I think Boo Lake has it. That's my gut. But I think this has less flaws than Sydney Sprint, right? Well, This stretch is not good. Because I was kind of comparing that first lap mentally to Sydney Sprint, and I thought, yeah, that was better, but now we're kind of, the fact that this is the 3-lap race, Sydney Sprint like changes shit up, and this doesn't, is kind of wanting me to give it to Sydney Sprint. Over this. It's feeling like there's going to be some, I mean, I guess you could say they're controversial decisions, but in reality they're almost like the opposite of controversial decisions, where it's just like, it's kind of the middle of the board and they can kind of just go wherever, almost, at times. So let's go ahead and flip to the board. I think I am going to go ahead and I am willing to move Boo Lake and Tour Sydney Sprint above Merry Mountain based on that. I'm not sure I am willing to raise Tick-Tock Clock above it. I could probably flip a coin on those two courses, to be perfectly honest. Merry Mountain has better vibes. I think Merry Mountain is technically better designed at what it is, because Tick-Tock Clock has a bunch of gimmicks that don't 100% work or even affect the race a lot of the time. Well, I mean, they're functional, but they don't really do much. But Tick-Tock Clock maybe has a more interesting layout. Not the most interesting. It's a figure 8, but there's at least a few turns there, here and there. So I think Merry Mountain is going to move down and be our new number 61. Alright, there you go. Merry Mountain has moved down a couple slots. Still a respectable showing. GBA Boo Lake versus Electrodrome. That one's going to be interesting. The next few... Okay. I keep telling myself I gotta stop, and then I keep eyeing these showdowns and thinking I gotta know. At some point I'm probably going to take a break, and then I'm going to have to replay in some of these close matchups. I might have to replay the fucking last course that I did again, just to have it fresh in my head. But what's going to be fresh in my head right now is Electrodrome, because that's what I'm playing right now. 39th race. My gut is Merry Mountain has won over this. My gut is that Tour Sydney Sprint has won over this. I'm currently trying to decide whether or not anything else has won over this. This stretch here really is kind of a drag. Really, this whole bit is the excitement of like the race course being above and below you just doesn't really work that well. Particularly when there's no one around me, but honestly I've never really paid attention to it anyway. Very Tick-Tock Clockish vibes to me I get from this course, where it's like, I get what they're going for, it just, and the layout isn't bad, it's just kind of doesn't quite reach what I think they're going to. It doesn't quite succeed for me. I'm definitely going to have to take a long, hard look forward for this one. Because it's definitely coming down. I thought it might. Just kind of eyeing Sydney Sprint below this one, and I felt like that was kind of making me second guess this one, because it's never been one of my favorites. As much as I'm upset that it's going to be hurting the Star Cup's chances here, I think I'm going to have to move Electrodrome down in rankings here. It's just a little plain. I don't know how. It's weird that I can say that about a dance club with as many lights and anti-gravity mechanics as it can. It just doesn't feel like it really capitalizes on any of it to me, as well as it could. So let's look at the rankings. GBA Boo Lake is going to beat it. Sydney Sprint is going to beat it. I think I had more fun on Merry Mountain, and I think I had more fun on Tick-Tock Clock, and I think I had more fun on Ninja Hideaway. I think it's going to go ahead and take advantage of being ranked higher than DS Peach Gardens to begin with, and it is going to become our new number 63. Bit of a blow to the Wii U again. Maybe the 3DS will actually come out as the victor of consoles in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which, I mean, I keep saying that as if that's like a definitive proof that the 3DS has like better Nitro tracks, even though in reality it's just showing that they picked good tracks for this game from 3DS. So I don't really know. It doesn't really mean anything from that standpoint. It's more just a fun data point. New number 63 for Electrodrome. You're just bound to see some of these happen here as we work our way up the list. A few things just sliding around there. Boo Lake is still our current champion of the courses that we have played. I think it's also got some pretty good chances against Daisy Cruiser off the top of my head here. This, I feel like, is where we start having an actual battle. Maybe Boo Lake above Animal Crossing. I don't know. I just want to take a look over here at what we've done. Yeah, you can see that Wii U has slid a little bit further down from 3DS in terms of the average games, but we are far from finished. And I'll be honest, I have not paid a single attention to the cups as we've went, because that's just simply way too much data to keep in my head at once. Alright, we are going to go ahead and challenge Boo Lake versus Daisy Cruiser. Where the fuck is Daisy Cruiser? There it is. Daisy Cruiser, much more interesting theme than Boo Lake. I'm not sure about the layout. I think the layout is going to help hold this one back. I don't know. I realized using the phrase help hold back just made 0 sense. My gut after one lap says I like Boo Lake more. I think that is about, if this is going to fall, that is as far as it falls. This seems pretty fun. Honestly, this is probably the most fun I've had on this course in a while. It's pretty good. I was like, maybe it's got too many straightaways, but you can still kind of drift on the straightaways, even with an inside drift bike. That was not the course's fault. That was mine. Nah, I'm going to have to give it to Boo Lake. It's close, though. We're definitely getting pretty close to the end of Boo Lake's reign. Boo Lake is a little better paced. But I think that course may also, I think the two courses together might be working together to work their way up the board in a similar manner to how Sydney Sprint has also kind of been going along for the ride. This is definitely better than Sydney Sprint, though. So I think this is our new number 58 for now, tentatively. I'm really happy now that I have to keep scrolling up in order to see where we are as opposed to the bottom. I just realized I never flipped to the rankings, so as I did that, just as a reminder here, GCN Daisy Cruiser, below Boo Lake. But, what about Animal Crossing? What about it? Let's take a look, if I can find it. Again, this one's going to be impossible to rate, really, because I don't know what season we get. If it's winter, it's kind of going to get fucked, but also that's part of the course. The course's gimmick is a random season, and if it chooses a random season that's bad, maybe it's not going to do as well. It chose spring, which is probably the best season, so it really wanted to put its best foot forward here. I know there's a button combination to choose the season. I don't remember what it was. I think it's like the triggers. This season has more trick ramps, therefore making it the best season. I'm telling you right now, I'm actually pretty enjoying this. I definitely think I'm enjoying this more than Daisy Cruiser, so maybe Daisy Cruiser doesn't quite have as much upward momentum as maybe I thought it might. In fact, I would honestly say I'm probably enjoying this more than Boo Lake right now. Maybe the choice of spring is making a difference, but I'm not gonna fucking rate every single version of Animal Crossing. I suppose I probably could with the amount of time and effort that I put into this, but I also would much rather complete this process than be taken to the nut house in a straitjacket. This course has got good speed to it. Like, this is 150cc and it kind of feels like 175cc. Maybe this course has upward legs. Yeah. Animal Crossing's wins. It has not... Boo Lake has not made a compelling enough argument in order to beat Animal Crossing, I feel. You had a hell of a run, though. I don't remember where it started at the beginning of its run. I mean, really, it could still keep going up, because the stuff above it, I think the next course probably has some good potential to move down. Maybe it's been overranked. In fact, let's just go ahead and see if it's been overranked. It's Yoshi Valley. Currently sitting in 55th place. My reaction is this needs to go down. Not super far. But Boo Lake and Animal Crossing, and I think GCN Baby Cruiser are all moving up above it. I'd have to look at the list again to determine anything else above it. Okay, let's take a look at the board. As I said, I believe I had a better time on Animal Crossing. I believe I had a better time on Boo Lake. I believe I had a better time on Daisy Cruiser. I am not convinced that I had a better time on Sydney Sprint. I believe that Yoshi Valley is going to go ahead and be our new number 58. N64 Yoshi Valley, where the hell did it go? Right up here. Number 58, Boo Lake, Daisy Cruiser, and Animal Crossing. All moving up above it. But it's time to, at long last, it feels like, return to... Actually, never mind. We just did Sydney Sprint. We're going to New York. If I were a betting man, I have a feeling this will move between Boo Lake and Daisy Cruiser, but I make no assumptions without the science, and the science must be done. Gotta be honest, I am on lap 3 right now. I don't have a fucking clue what this is. I can tell you I'm having fun. No. That was pretty good. I think I felt better about that course the longer it went. I feel Animal Crossing is moving above it. I don't know if Boo Lake has made a compelling enough argument. They're very similar in quality. Boo Lake maybe is paced better, but New York has the advantage of shifting laps, and New York has the advantage of the split roads in the city. I think I'm going to go ahead and move New York in it down a single position to number 55 and no further. Really, that course is pretty... That course gets shit on a lot, and I don't think it deserves it. I think it has actually held up much better than some of the earlier cities. I absolutely would have taken Sydney Sprint over it when they first released, but I really don't. I really think New York Minute is just consolidated enough. I'm actually going to go back on what I just said. I'm really thinking about Boo Lake, and I'm thinking about the opening straightaway on New York Minute. Boo Lake's better paced. I'm going to move it down one more. And I'm not doing that because I said that I would at the beginning of that. I do feel like that's correct. Boo Lake just above New York Minute, very, very close. Very, very, very close, honestly. But I think I'm going to reward Boo Lake's pacing. And Boo Lake has anti-gravity at the end. The ending of Boo Lake's pretty damn good. Honestly, all of Boo Lake's pretty damn good. Kind of feel bad, because this course is pretty good. I just realized I forgot to switch over. I apologize. So, New York Minute is now our 56th course. 55 for Boo Lake, 54 for Animal Crossing. Let's take a look at Choco Mountain. I don't know where this one's going to go. I feel like it could go down. I got a feeling that I may have underrated how simplistic this course is compared to some of the items I rated below it. I think it is still a very, very good remake of N64 Choco Mountain. I just am kind of looking at a few of the items below this and think they've got a little bit more of what I like in Mario Kart. But I've been proven wrong before. I'd definitely say I'm having more fun than Yoshi Valley. And I don't remember where I put Yoshi Valley. I'd say I probably had more fun on New York Minute just now. So this thing is probably going to tumble a bit. But that is not an indictment of the track. It's more just the result of the process. Obviously, it was kind of hard to just rate a bunch of these courses when there was no like relative controlled thought. I think it's still roughly in the correct range. I just think it's going to come down a little bit. Let's take a look at the rankings. Animal Crossing's better, Boo Lake's better, Tier New York Minute's better, Daisy Cruiser is better. That was better than N64 Yoshi Valley. Perfect! Accomplished that very quickly. That's what I like to see. Thank God there were no more courses between those. I was afraid that I had forgotten something and was going to have a battle. Once again, I find myself typing the word numbers 67 or 57 into my thing, because now Yoshi Valley is our new number 57. A lot of movement here. I know I said I wasn't going to move things that I was unsure about, but honestly, I have been pretty sure on all of these. Maybe a little less sure about Boo Lake versus New York Minute, but I'm going to reward Boo Lake's anti-gravity section for just being pretty damn fun. So, Yoshi... No. What did I do? Uh-oh. Oh, no. I forgot to change the name on the course, so I just moved Yoshi Valley, and I don't know where it's supposed to go. Okay, I don't know what I just left in or left out, but I definitely didn't make an ass out of myself and put Yoshi Valley above Daisy Cruiser accidentally. N64 Choco Mountain is our new number 57, N64 right above N64 Yoshi Valley. Very, very similar in quality in my mind. Just a little bit better paced. Let's take a look up. I'm curious what has happened in the N64. It has fallen further off of its 64 range. It has moved down a little bit, but we'll continue to see what happens. Wii U and 3DS, boy, that is a real barn burner, folks. Animal Crossing, surprisingly, helping the Wii U's chances here. Still currently our highest ranked course that we have played so far in this second lap. But what about SNES Bowser Castle 3? My gut says this is going to come down a little bit, but this is why we have to play the course. Whoa! Not holding it against the course, that was definitely a fuck up on my part, but that was... Holy shit. Absolute collapse by me here. Looks like this might be the end of my reign here. Well, let's see. Looks like the AI's got my back. It giveth, it taketh away. Well, actually, it didn't take it away. I fucking took it away. Okay, let's take a look at the board. I'm not sure. I think my gut says Animal Crossing's better. I don't think my gut confidently can say Boo Lake is better. Therefore, I think SNES Bowser Castle 3 is going to move down one single slot to our new number 53. It's got everything I've said about it before, I think was pretty true. It's about as perfect a remake of an SNES course as you can ask for. It is a remake of an SNES course at the end of the day. So Animal Crossing has moved further up the list. Congratulations to Animal Crossing. I feel like we might be reaching a sort of... well, we'll see. Animal Crossing might have some legs here still. Because next is Wii Grumble Volcano. We'll see. My gut after 2 laps is that this is an... I realize this analogy probably doesn't make sense for a lot of people who are watching. Like, I think isn't it like an American football term, any given Sunday? It basically means that any team can beat any other team on any given Sunday. Basically means, like, shit happens, kind of. I don't know. Maybe I'm using it wrong. Point being, I think that this wins over Animal Crossing. Or more accurately, I would say that Animal Crossing did not make a compelling enough argument to be moved above Grumble Volcano. So Grumble Volcano is going to remain exactly where it is at number 51. This is where things get interesting, because currently sitting in 50th is Waluigi Pinball. I realized only when I reviewed the footage that Waluigi Pinball may have been harshly penalized by Twisted Mansion, because I had accidentally placed Twisted Mansion too low and then quickly said, no, Waluigi Pinball isn't better than Twisted Mansion. So we'll see what happens. I feel like anything could happen here. I feel like after having just played Grumble Volcano and Animal Crossing and all that, this actually might slide further down. Whereas when I started this process, I thought, of course this is going to go higher, silly. I really got to drive better on this course. I'm not getting anything out of this. I'm not. Oh no, I'm gonna have to drive this again, aren't I? No, it's no. No, 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 no. That pinball table sucks. That pinball table sucked. You don't get hit by anything. Like, you have to quickly dodge a pinball that's moving really fast. And then once you dodge it, that's just it. And then you just drive forward. I mean, maybe you can snake with other vehicles. This entirely could be all an inside drift bike problem. I think this is going to have to move even further down the list. My gut reaction, and I didn't want to say that because I've always loved Waluigi Pinball, but this version of Waluigi Pinball ain't doing shit for me, folks. I don't think people are gonna like how I'm feeling about this. I raced so poorly, I'm gonna take a 3rd lap on Waluigi Pinball. I've taken a 3rd lap on a few other courses, so I think it's fine. I think it's fair. It's not because I want it to move further up the board. I just feel like that didn't give me any new information and just felt like a fucking crapshoot. Which sucks, because now if I do a set of 48 races, I'm going to be one race short at the end. But I'm going to be honest, I'm going to have to take a break, and I'm probably going to have to replay one of these courses again to refresh my mind anyway. I have to turn off items. It's like, this is feeling like... Well done, Pauline. Welcome to Mario Kart. I'm pretty confident in saying this is going to move further down the list. I know, it's Waluigi Pinball. Waluigi Pinball, in this game at the very least, has not held up. It just hasn't. I mean, this opening bit, I like this. Even if I hit the pinballs, I think it's just a mechanic. I just think that it starts just coming off the rails after that. It slowly gets worse and worse the further down the course you get. And the visuals aren't even that compelling in the upper half of the course anyway. Then you just hit this, and it's like, well, if you want items, you're gonna drive down the middle. And it's just, I don't know. This might have to come down quite a bit, honestly. I think I was feeling... oh no. Oh no. How far is this gonna fall? Let's go to the rankings. I'll take Grumble Volcano, I'll take Animal Crossing, I'll take Bowser Castle 3, I'll take Boo Lake. I'll take New York Minute. Well... I had more fun on Daisy Cruiser. I had more fun in Choco Mountain. I had more fun on Yoshi Valley. I had more fun on Sydney Sprint. I think that's as far as I'm willing to knock it down. Honestly, based on the two races I had, I would probably rank it even lower, but I've also had many better races before on it, to the point where I don't want to confidently say that it falls any further than that. I do think I like Sydney Sprint more. Which, truth be told, when this first wave came out, that is actually what I thought. I think part of me was just really hoping I would not have to do that. I think part of me was thinking it had a shot, because it got basically cock-blocked by fucking Twisted Mansion, but turns out Twisted Mansion was actually helping it up. Yeah, I think Waluigi Pinball is going to be in a massively disappointing 59th place. I think that is it for it. Barring some absolute fucking disastrous fall from above it. That's gonna have to be where it stays. Waluigi Pinball. Sorry. I enjoyed you a lot more in Mario Kart DS. The DS's average has probably taken a huge hit here. Maybe not a huge hit, I guess. I don't really know what it was before. Absolute fucking barn burner between 3DS and Wii U still. Holy shit. Alright, in the interest of full disclosure, it is now the next day. I have had a break because my throat is honestly still not great, so I don't know, it's probably gonna be a slow process. In the interest of fairness, to refresh myself, I actually went into time trial and just quickly did a lap on Animal Crossing and Wii Grumble Volcano to remind myself of the quality bracket that we're currently in before we tackled 3DS Music Park. But before we get to that, You may notice, and this is going to be bizarre because we are now like halfway through the final episode, that the board looks a little bit different. That's because I realized there was no point in trying to keep everything at the top of the screen when I now had to keep scrolling up and down anyways. And also I decided to add a new category, courses by release, because everyone likes to compare the Booster Pass course wave ratings. So I figured as long as I'm doing that, I might as well also compare the Wii U DLC and the original. It isn't really a fair comparison because, like, it's probably a lot easier to have 8 good tracks than it is to have, you know, like 32. So just thought I'd throw that in there. Currently, the Booster Pass Wave 5 is leading, and if you were to go off my gut feeling on when every one of these waves released, I would tell you, yeah, that seems about right. Anyways, enough about that. It's time to continue on to Music Park to determine if Music Park needs to move. We don't know if it's moving up. We don't know if it's moving down. Maybe it lives right where it is. So here we are, one track away from the halfway point, thanks to needing 2 runs on DS Waluigi Pinball to really confirm if it was going to tumble as far down the list as it did. Boy, what a disappointment for Waluigi Pinball. Really thought that that had a chance to go up, and its chances just kept getting hurt. I really think that that's probably a case of me being an inside drift bike user probably really hurts that course, but I gotta rate it based on how I feel, and that's how I feel, so... I gotta be honest, 2 laps into this, I think maybe Grumble Volcano wins this. I don't know if I'm willing to move this below Animal Crossing. It's weird because I'm enjoying this, I think, a little more than I did the first time around when I did the initial rankings, but I think it's also might move down a slot. Actually, nah, I think it's fine. I think it's fine right where it is. I think that's a pretty any given day situation. God, I realize I said that phrase a lot. I'm gonna go ahead and leave it. Congratulations, Music Park. You will not fall any further than 49th place. And unfortunately, this is post-production Squadaloo here to let you know that there will be an 8th and final part to wrap up this process. Not because I really want there to be, but because, to be perfectly honest, my video editing software is starting to have problems with how many clips are in this episode. So I'm probably just going to need to export it as is. So, basically, there will be the final episode. The final episode will cover the second half of this review process and give the final results as well as a few final thoughts. Let's just say that things may get a little more dramatic in ways you don't really expect in the final episode. We'll see. Also, let me know how you feel about this episode, because I'm kind of worried that maybe I'm retreading a lot of water here, given that, like, you know, we've already gone over every track. So I was trying to keep things brief, but I also felt like I had a story to tell. So let me know if you want me to maybe make the courses even shorter in editing for the next part, because I haven't begun editing yet. And I will see you next time for the actual, really final episode of ranking every Mario Kart 8 Deluxe course. This is Squadaloo, signing off.